All right. Thanks for joining us for another Spin That Shit podcast. I appreciate everyone joining. Today we have Leroy of Hellbound Glory on the show. We're going to talk about music. I mean, he's been at it for a long time. He knows how it works behind the scenes in his Hellbound ways and Hellbound music. He's definitely an artist I really like and follow. So we're going to talk to him about all kinds of good stuff. But I want to go ahead and put out there, please follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Instagram the most if you want to get a hold of me. Of course, YouTube, subscribe. I'm trying to grow this thing. We've got a lot of good artists coming up. October looks like a pretty big schedule. So I'll release those online once it's 100% confirmed. So, all right, let's go talk to Leroy. Well, since this is your first time on the show, I'd kind of like you to start where, your beginning, your background.
Have you been recording this?
It's recording right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sweet. This is the show.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Yeah, man. If you want,
you're going to keep all this, right?
There.
You're going to keep all this, right?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Perfect. Laid back. So
yeah, we're definitely
you want to
a
ask me
laid-back
questions
show.
or how you want to do this?
What's that?
Do you want to ask me questions or?
Yeah. Can you just give us a background of how you got started and where you're from and all that? Your upbringing kind of molded you to who you are now.
Let me think about that. Where did I get started? Where did Hellbound Glory start? Well, Hellbound Glory came to me in a dream. I had a dream about a Hellbound train, and then kind of like, and the train was called Hellbound Glory, and then I wrote a song about it, and then I decided that actually the song would be, a great band name. So I had a song and a band name, and that's how I kicked the whole thing off, man.
This train's bound for glory.
Dream. I had a dream about the train. The train was a Hellbound train. I was a conductor. It wasn't so much of the images of the train. I don't know. It's all weird and blurry anymore. I don't know if I don't remember what it looked like, but I just remember a dream about Hellbound Glory and Hellbound train. I had a band. That was it.
That's awesome. So you born and raised Reno or what?
I bounced back. I bounced around a lot growing up, man. I lived in, by the time I think I was 5 years old, I'd lived in California. I lived in Washington. I lived in Utah. I lived in Nevada. And in several different towns and all these different places and several different houses and several different people. So,
yeah.
Basically everywhere out west is where I'm from. And I even lived in Missouri too in that time. How about that?
Okay, cool.
Everywhere around there is where I'm from, but mostly just out west.
And what kind of music were you listening to growing up?
My influences, for instance, I'd say some of the first music that I really liked was, let me think about that. Well, my dad is a singer. My dad used to sing songs. He sings a lot of country and folk stuff. But the other side of that is my stepdad had a side business where he would sell not bootleg CDs, but something called cutout CDs from the time of CDs. Basically, they were promo CDs, and they would take a buzzsaw to the CD case, and you weren't supposed to sell them, but he had a connection, and he'd buy all these aftermarket CDs, and then he'd travel around and sell them. So he kept one of just about everything that he would sell. So there was a lot of CDs at this house. I remember some of the first music I liked was the funny stuff. I like the Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show.
Yeah.
Cover the Rolling Stone and stuff like that. And funny stuff. A band called the Dead Milkmen I really liked when I was a kid. They had a song called Bitch and Camaro that I thought was badass. And then, as I got older, my friends all started listening to rap and pop music, and that wasn't my bag at all.
Yeah.
And so rock, you know, whatever was whatever was around. I know, you know, my parents listened to a lot of blues and rock and folk country side of the whole thing, you know, rather
Yeah.
than Nashville country. It was never really, you know, it was always around relatives and everybody. But as far as listening to pop country, you know, it's never been
Yeah.
really my background. It's all
You're
pretty.
lucky. Not your bag.
Yeah, I feel that way. You know, I've also, you know, but we weren't listening to pop country, but I remember as a kid having that Hank Williams 24 Greatest Hits album and really liking that. My grandpa had a copy of it on tape, and I've been a Hank fan since I was a kid, since
Was
probably
that
8-year-old kid or
was
so.
was that the white one that had like a
Yeah, with the statue
yeah.
on thing. I
I
remember.
have that one on vinyl, but I picked it up for cheap and it was just beat to hell. It's almost hard to listen to. It's so jacked up.
Yeah,
Whoever
there's a
had it
lot of those
before.
out there.
Yeah.
A lot of copies of that one out there. I don't know. He's probably sold a billion copies of it. But yeah, he had that one. We had that on CD, and I remember the day he bought it, thinking it was pretty cool. This statue of this guy, and then hearing that, just it got my imagination going as a kid. I've always something about Hank Williams. He's
Yeah.
just always been drawn to that. You know, not even knowing anything about him other than just, you know, this guy is so important. On the cover of his album, it's a statue of him. It's
Yeah.
just you're thinking, how cool is that? And then, like I said, my grandpa would listen to it a lot, and you know, I don't. Another memory for that goes back to this. I don't know if you recall a movie called Radio Flyers. These kids who build an airplane,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the stepdad would come home every night, start drinking beer, and put on Hank Williams, and then, you know, beat his
I
kids.
haven't seen that in like 10 years. I'm trying to go back and think.
Well, Hank Williams is part of the soundtrack. It's pretty epic.
I'll have to go see if I can find that and stream it.
Yeah, I
Take me
think
back in
something
time.
about that, just my uh some heavy music, something in my mind told me like this is some heavy shit. You know.
Yeah.
So there's no pop country though. Pop country is crap. I know some people are trying to talk about, you know, what would Hank Williams do if he was around nowadays and playing pop country. And I just don't see it going down like that. I mean, and that's another thing that's kind of a bummer is, you know, the people that I'm around, people aren't listening to country. People who should be listening to country aren't listening to country. They're listening to rap.
Yeah.
That's just crying shame. And then they want to make country that sounds like rap.
Country rap.
Oh, you know, what can I guess there's some bands that are kind of doing the country rap thing that are okay with it. But there should be a lot more people listening to country than are. And I feel like there's a lot of people that should be listening to it. Just there's no country music for people like that.
Yeah. I feel like everything's so streamlined. And if they don't go dig or look for on their own, it's not really real country music isn't really put in front of them. They're getting the pop stuff on the radio and whatever commercial on TV or
And
Blake
and
Shelton
they
on The
and
Voice or
therefore they
whatever the
say it
hell.
sucks. People say country sucks
Yeah.
because all they hear is the pop stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, pop country does suck. But Hellbound Glory fucking rules. And if these people heard Hellbound Glory, they love it.
I'm going to tell you right now, one song. I got it pulled up here. I started listening to you about 2011 or so. Why Take the Pain? That was the first song I ever heard by you, and ever since I went down the rabbit hole and followed you ever since.
Sweet.
But the song, the Hellbound Blues song,
That's badass song, huh?
that's a dangerous song for a guy like me or somebody else. Like if it's Friday and you getting off work and you turn that shit up in your truck on the way home, it's gonna be a good weekend. Like I don't know, something about it's got the edgy rock and the country mix and I don't know, it's the drowning of it. it's fucking rager.
Yeah, it's a blues, man. It's a country blues.
Yep.
That's another part of something that's dying off in the country music is the blues
Yeah.
feeling of it. There's some guys who are good at singing it now. I mean, some other dudes who are kind of like me who came up about the same time are pretty good at it, but I feel like Hellbound Glory really can deliver the blues sound, Hellbound style.
Yeah. Country blues is like anyone that likes Jimmy Rogers, we're gonna be friends. And
I'm one of the foremost Jimmy Rogers scholars in the nation alive right now.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, I saw that cover you did and just like, man, he flipped that on its ear and made it something rocking heavy. And he's one of my all-time faves as far as throwback guys.
That I remember that Merle Haggard covers. That's my favorite stuff Merle Haggard ever does was when he did that Jimmy Rogers album. I listened to that nonstop a couple years back. I was going through some stuff, and there's a lot of wisdom on those albums. In that album, Jimmy Rogers, he pretty much lays it out. Everything, everything about life you could find in the Jimmy Rogers song.
Yeah, just having lyrics like he had when he's talking about, mud being thrown in your face, and when the TB blues. Well, the guy's dying. Those are for real lyrics. It's not
yeah, you're right.
It's like you're feeling it, like when he's going through it. He's had me hooked for a long time.
Not whining about it either.
No. He went to the studio, said, I'm gonna die. I better write all this shit so my family can have some money.
Yeah, he's just that's one thing I love about this. There's no emo to Jimmy Rogers. It's all, and when I say emo, it's just like it's hard to put your finger on it, but I feel like most music's been taken over by emo nowadays. It's just too emo. Too emo. I can't explain it, but I know it when I hear it, and I know I don't like it.
You don't like emo in your music?
No, I got a no emo policy.
God. So,
but yeah, Jimmy Rogers, he's got it's not a lot of emo there. I can't think of any.
Yeah,
even when he's singing about sad stuff, he's not being emo about it.
Right. I can see that. If I'm thinking how you're using that term, I can see
and that's it. Yeah. The blues is being lost. The country music is losing the blues. All music is blues is getting, the blues tone is kind of falling out.
I know, it's weird. I don't know where I heard this. I don't know if it's even true, but blues is the least liked music genre. I don't know, just live or just in general, or what the source was, or what came, or in a bar setting, or I don't know what it was, the situation was, but they said that was the least liked out of everyone in America. I was like, that didn't seem right.
Yeah, I seem to do pretty well with it when I play it.
Yeah.
When I throw in some of those blues scales and blues harmonies, people seem to react to it. Well, I mean, the handful of people who were at my shows or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like all music though. I mean, with the exception of emo, I like all music. Well, there are groups I don't like, all the usual ones you can imagine. Like, what do you think I wouldn't like?
Well, I heard on different interviews, so I know Sam Hunt.
I hate him.
I know it.
He's a loser. Talk about a loser. And I body like a back road, and then he gets a DUI 6 weeks later. I think that's just so funny. Like, okay, what does that say about his love life? Body like a back road, DUI, whatever, dude.
He'll rewrite
going the wrong way.
Song.
Fucking loser. You suck, Sam Hunt. Fuck you. You want to be cool, you'll never be cool. You're just a fucking dipshit from wherever the fuck you are. You're not cool. Don't try to be cool.
You heard it first. Actually, you probably heard it second on this podcast.
I'll keep on saying it.
Hopefully he'll get that. He'll hear it eventually.
Well, I hope he hears it, and I would say it to his fucking face. I would love to say it. That you suck. You're not cool. You'll never be cool.
Please videotape it if you do it.
No, he tried to sample some, that's what's really funny about it is he's trying to be cool. He went and sampled that classic country song, which caused a whole litany of other problems in my life. He went and sampled some country song by Webb Pierce, and he put it in his song. First, he's probably he's reading or he's listening to his critics, and he wants to try and do something cool. He's just a puppet. He sucks. He's just some producer's puppet, and they're not cool. They're lame.
They're not original. That's all. That's the thing to do is sample an old time guy and then call yourself an old time country guy in the pop world. I don't get it.
It's awful. In fact, all the pop country radio station is it's so bad. It sounds like Backstreet Boys and Nickelback and I don't know. And Vanilla Ice. It sounds like Vanilla Ice.
Mix it all up. That's the
and Backstreet Boys is what pop country radio is. And they say that they copy the music of the 20 years before, blah blah blah. Well, there's a shitload of cool bands coming out back then. Why can't they copy cool stuff? So throw some cool stuff in there, like I don't know, Motorhead, Nirvana, NWA, stuff like that. And there are some people doing that, I suppose, but they're not on the radio, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I got nothing against some of these country rappers either. Struggle Jennings is cool. He's a cool dude. I mean,
I met Struggle a couple times. He's been really nice to me. And
he's doing a good job. I mean, it's not my bag, but he's
right.
Good at it.
I think he's changed it over time too, since he's been
down home.
Yeah, I think he's found his true self and all that. He's been at it for a while. Speaking of a country rap and stuff, but I saw a patch on a guy's jacket at Muddy Roots last week, and it said "fuck your tractor" rap on it. I thought it was great. I took a picture of it. It's all to me.
I haven't heard any bands that I really dig all that much from that style. The Moonshine Bandits, I guess they're okay for what they are. They do a good job of they seem pretty cool. I think they should do a little bit more on the style of Hellbound Blues though. If they took maybe they should do a little something more towards Hellbound Glory, Hellbound Blues. They would be probably getting somewhere. They probably have
mix it up. Yeah,
something a little bit more what is it? Gnarly.
A little more Hellbound.
Dark and evil. Yeah. A little less, more like burying people with tractors and stuff like that. And
I feel
more gangster.
The thing about the country rap, though, to me, I don't like a lot of it. Some of it's okay, but to me, it's the pop country to a better beat, to like a rap beat that you could somewhat like or deal with.
They just need some Hellbound influence.
It's the same kind of lyrics. Sitting on a truck with my tractor, drinking a cold one next to my girl. It's like there's no substance. You know what I mean?
I hear you. They just need some more Hellbound influence. If they had a little more Hellbound influence, I mean, it's really too bad that Hellbound Glory isn't more popular, because I mean, think of all the good that would be in the world if Hellbound Glory was more popular. Think about how much better music would be just in general if Hellbound Glory was popular.
If they just put you in radio rotation.
Well, there'd be riots. If they were playing Hellbound Blues on a Friday night and that came on the radio, I mean,
there would be
a big problem. People, I mean,
that song does something to me. If I'm not in the right frame of mind, I'll turn a whole bottle up and go, that's one of them songs.
That's the sort of song that I didn't have to write it, dude. I didn't have to write it. It just like that. I don't even remember the process of writing it. It was just 1 minute it wasn't there. The next minute it was there. I mean, I made some little, I worked on it after I came up with it a little bit, but the whole song was out. And then I just changed up a couple of riffs on the guitar. As far as the lyrics and the beat, it was all right there for the moment. It was just came from somewhere else. Powerful
Yeah.
song, huh?
In the part where you talk about the kind of pills they give you when you die and you drag out that line, I just feel like I went down the hole to death. Like you feel it.
Yeah, I know that's a killer line too. It's all just, yeah. I mean, I really that song. I didn't have to write it. Something it just. I don't remember. All I remember is sitting on the side of the bed playing it. I mean, like, holy smokes, this is this
Yeah,
is
man.
something.
Yeah, I
I
really
like a lot of
appreciate
different
what you
help.
do.
I love the Damn Angel song. It hasn't really caught on all that great, but that's a good ballad.
Yeah, that
Once,
is a good song. I put your stuff on rotation at work. I do taxidermy work, so I'm kind of stationary when I'm working on deer or whatever the hell. Well, I'll just put on something and let it roll, and it will just circulate through all your stuff through Spotify,
sweet,
But
that's great.
yeah, I love
Uh,
how you pay homage to some of the greats with some of your covers, to George Jones, to Miss Tucker, all the way down. So
well, those are the sort of songs that I don't have to learn.
yeah,
The songs I do, I just have heard them so much. I pick up the guitar and start playing them. I don't like to have to sit there and learn the words or learn the chords. I just don't have if I'm doing that, I'm going to be working on my own stuff. Most of those songs I do, I just started playing them live just with the band, and they
yeah.
work. I got what covers am I trying to do? People keep saying I need to do some cover of a song that's not country, which I guess that's okay. Not a bad idea, but there's a couple of new covers I've been adding.
Take the biggest pop country song out there and flip it.
Make
What
it better.
what the
Well,
hell
yeah.
is
Oh,
that?
that's what I've been working on. I've been finding songs that are. Well, I guess I shouldn't go into it too much. What new covers have I been working? Well, shit. I guess I haven't added any covers to the set in a while. I've been playing live. I got a broken leg, man.
Yeah, what happened there? I saw you were laid up, went through some hell.
I'd rather not go into it. I'll tell you if I
Okay.
see you at a show. I'll explain it to you, and you'll get a big kick out of it. It's pretty. It's not the sort of thing I want to talk about, on
Yeah,
this.
I
But
get
it's
it.
a long story and a short story, and just something I'd rather tell people. If you guys want to know, just ask me at the show, and I'll tell you guys. All right,
So you've been
man's up.
able to play though. I've seen
I
you.
have played one or two gigs. I played a gig last weekend.
Yeah. So slow recovery. Well, hopefully with that time down and out, you've been able to write some stuff. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I got some new songs. I worked out a couple of new songs, then worked on some other material that was almost done. I got those. I got a lot of material, a lot of songs I haven't recorded. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 songs that aren't
Oh,
recorded.
damn.
Yeah, some are killer. I mean, I got a couple albums worth of songs, just Bird Dog.
Bird
Those are
dog.
some covers I've been working on. Yeah, I was working on songs about birds and dogs and animals and stuff. Got a good one called Spawn Till You Die.
Spawn until you die.
Spawn Till You Die. It's a good one. And about, I don't know what it's about. It's pretty
Yeah.
killer.
I mean, you got so many. Like, I'm trying to think of just the list of songs that you have it seems like there's several singles that on like every album. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like you have like this one hit. Like the whole damn album's good front to back all the way through. Like I don't think I've heard a song that you've put out that I don't really care for. It's like
Well, some of the stuff on Streets of Aberdeen isn't for everybody. That was kind of, some people say I
it's a little
jumped the
different.
shark with that one because it was different. But, I don't know. It just came to me. Those are just, Streets of Aberdeen is another one of those songs where I didn't have to write it. I just was sitting there on Halloween, getting ready to take my son out trick or treating. And I don't know, just I knew I wanted to write a song about Aberdeen. And the next thing I know, I got a song about Aberdeen, and I wrote it Halloween night. And then, and then I came back to Aberdeen to record it in the same room where the guy murdered all the people, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's a song about the murder, and I recorded it in the room where he murdered the people. And there just so
Wow.
happened to be a studio there. I didn't go and set up any equipment or nothing. There was a
It was already
studio in the
there.
room already. So I went back. But yeah,
Ah,
Streets of Aberdeen, some people say that one is a little too emo.
too emo.
Maybe it's a little emo, but I don't
think
know.
it's good. I think it just shows that you're versatile and you can do different things. Not every album's got to be the same.
I hear you. Well, it'll take a while. I plan on doing more streets that I'm gonna keep on playing those songs. They'll all change over time. The meaning always is changing, and they'll I'll find ways to work them in. I still do Streets of Aberdeen live, and I do what else? Small Town Ship. That's a killer one.
Yeah. So this
Off
last
Streets of
thing that
Aberdeen.
you've put out is a live album, right?
Uh-huh.
Previously, like recorded what, like 05 or something? It's 05, isn't
Yeah.
it? So why'd you decide to do that? Bring something back?
Well, I got an old bass player, and I started bullshitting again, and he had all the recordings. I didn't have the recordings for a lot of years, and
Oh yeah.
he sent them off to me, and I heard them. I was like, well, fuck, these are pretty damn good. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not bad. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. I broke my leg. I figured I'd try and bring in a little bit of scratch, make a little bit of money. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I picked out the songs, the songs that were originals. And because there's another 20 songs on it of just the old covers we used to do, like, all the old Hank Jr. songs and Waylon and George Jones. And what else did we do? We did Dave, just standard bar country
Yeah.
songs that we used to do as well.
The
We had all
classic
those.
outlaw groups.
Yeah. Honky tonk outlaw country. That's another sound that's kind of honky tonk, is hard to come by on the radio nowadays.
It is. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, it's got its niche thing, and where there's some diehards, and I love it. I love going into like a traditional, honky tonk bar that has legitimate music. I mean, I search them out, like Nashville. Oh God, half of it's shit. And then you find the holes in the wall that no one likes to go to, are the best spots.
I went to Nashville years and years ago for the first time, in probably 2002 or something like that. And I just so happened to wander into a bar, and I wasn't even 21 at the time. When I went to a bar called the Bluegrass Inn, and I saw they had a poster for a band who's actual local to Aberdeen called the Melvins. And then I said, wow. And then it was the Melvins and Hank III and Joe Buck and the Hillbilly All-Stars. I saw the flyer, and I knew the Melvins, and I knew Hank III. I knew him, and I hadn't heard of Joe Buck and the Hillbilly All-Stars. And it just so happened they were playing there that night.
Yeah. And you saw it.
And it was really funny because I was there, and then I saw they were playing. They weren't playing to 10, but the last transit bus back to the hotel, the Opry Hotel or whatever is where I was staying, part of a whole nother long story. So I was like, should I stay here? And this old man offered me a ride. He said, well, I'll give you a ride back out there if you stay. I'm thinking, oh, this is a little shady. I want to stay here.
You did it right. You stayed.
No, I missed the bus.
Yeah.
I missed the bus. I had to stay. So I stayed, and then I ended up meeting just sitting there, and this older gal comes up to me and she wasn't old. I mean, I was 19. But this gal comes up and she starts talking to me, and she's real nice. And I was like, wow, I think this lady likes me or something. Anyway, so we sit there and talk for 2 hours. And she said, stick around, and talking all night. And someone walks up to me and they say, you know who you're talking to right now? It turns out she was a famous country singer from the 80s named Gail Davies.
Gail Davies. I don't know her.
Yeah, Gail Davies. Or Davis or something. I don't know.
Just old time legend, just walking around.
An old time legend. Sure, she's great. She's great. Then she got up and sang a couple tunes with the band. And she was legit. So I kind of rolled in. I was kind of like Nashville royalty from the moment I stepped off the plane and went to Nashville. I was like royalty. And
Yeah.
I didn't go back for a long time, but still am in my mind.
Yeah. So how long till you can actually do a tour?
Well,
Obviously, you
that's
got
up
to
in the air.
heal
I
all the
got
way up and get everything in line.
well, I'm walking. Today's my first day walking with a cane.
Okay.
I'll have to do that for a couple of months, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
Wow. But I run a gigs in Reno, October 28th, 29th, and 30th in Central California and in Reno. So I'll be doing that, and hopefully we'll see what stays open and what doesn't stay open
Right.
as far as gigs go. But I'm ready to play. I'm down. Play
The,
wherever. Honky tonks, house parties.
the true Hellbound way would just show up in a damn wheelchair and just rock it.
Yeah, I mean, that'd have been one way to do it, but it's kind of tough to get someone to put, wheel you around
Yep.
much. I know it's been a bummer. I was looking forward to playing some gigs all summer, but
Yeah.
good news is I healed up. I'm healing. The doctor says I'm good. I will be good to go soon,
Good.
and I won't be. It was a bad break, by the way,
Yeah.
but there won't be too much lasting effects. I should be back to normal. I don't know. Back to playing gigs, not
Good
missing
deal.
a damn step. I'm gonna be okay. I was lucky.
All right, I got some random. These are kind of questions that we throw. We pretty much
All
do
right,
this
I know
every
this. I
guest.
know it. Let's hear them.
You heard them all.
I haven't
Artists to
heard them.
work with.
Let's do it.
What's the ideal artist for you to ever work with? Who would you like to work with?
Well, I love working with Shooter Jennings, but the other artist that I haven't worked with that I would like to work with, I'd say Yellow Wolf.
Dude,
Yellow Wolf. I think he could use some Hellbound Glory influence. He's got a lot of potential.
he's got it there. And I'm, we were talking about country rap. I felt like he was put in that category a little bit, and he kind of owned it a little bit. But I think he's more of an artist in general. Like he can do a lot of different styles. I didn't ever put him in that tractor rap thing that everyone was trying to do that with.
I
But
hear you. I think a Yellow Wolf Hellbound Glory collaboration would be
yeah.
pretty good for both artists. For both of us would be.
Have you heard his song Devil in My Veins?
No, I
Dude,
don't listen to much music other than
dude,
my weird old shit I listen to.
listen to that song.
CDs. I listen to CDs still. I haven't seen the Yellow Wolf CD around yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll give it a listen. Devil in My Veins.
Yeah, it's a good song, and it's not what it. He doesn't have another song that sounds like it. Put it that way.
I'll
And
check that one out. I liked
it's
a
good.
couple of his tunes that I hear on the jukeboxes. That's the other way I remember hearing a lot of that on the jukebox. He's got some
Yeah.
good tunes.
Till It's
Yeah.
Gone. That was a good one. I don't know. I've been a Yellow Wolf fan a long time. I've hung out with him a couple times. I made him a catfish because his alter ego name is Catfish Billy. So I
Catfish Billy, eh? That's great.
I mounted a catfish for him and put like his tattoos on the catfish and gifted it to him. He was stoked.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That is really cool. If you see him next time, tell him Hellbound Glory collaboration. I ran into him in Nashville. It was a whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I do see him,
I can be pretty outgoing when it comes to talking about Hellbound Glory and working on my music career. I can be pretty damn outgoing. Yeah, he's cool. I'm sure it'll work out. I bet you it happens at some point in time. And Hellbound Glory is gonna be around a long time, and I'm assuming Yellow Wolf will be around a long time as well. So let's give it time.
Yeah.
Other artists, there's so many artists out there that I really dig. Charlie Crockett, I dig the hell out of his stuff.
Yeah.
He's great. Some other dudes that aren't as on the scene as much as Bob Wayne. I've worked with him already.
Yeah.
He did the video for Hellbound Blues. You know, he's okay for a carny. I mean, he's a good musician in a carny. And,
Yeah.
you know,
He played this last week. I saw him at Muddy Roots.
oh yeah,
I've seen him twice now. Yeah, great show too. Well,
he's a real entertainer.
yeah, the people show up for him. That's for sure. They like what he's doing. He had a good turnout.
Yeah.
So the next question is kind of a basic one. It's been an argument since the dawn of time. Beatles or Stones? If you had to pick one, who do you like?
Well, that's a good question. I like them both. I like, most stuff. Let me see. I Rolling Stones. I like.
Stones. I figured you go
Yeah,
that way with the more blues in there.
yeah. They're both got killer tunes. I mean, I don't know. They at this, you know, after all these years, I've seen the Stones in concert. That was great. I got to see them for free. It was
Damn.
killer, and they put on a great show. Yeah, I like the Stones.
Yeah.
I like them all, both. But if I had to choose, I'm saying the Stones.
Yeah. Normally my buddy's on this show with me and we interview people together, and he's more of the Beatles guy, I'm more of the Stones guy, but we still like both.
They
So
both
it's
got
kind of an
killer
ongoing
tunes.
bet between us. That's why we ask it. Who gets the most tallies at the end of the year or something? Somebody's got to buy
Who's
somebody's
winning?
song. I think I'm up by a couple, but it's been
Go.
close all the way through. Instrument that you would like to play that you don't know how to play. Like if you woke up tomorrow and you could have something mastered, what would it be?
I'd say the pedal steel guitar would be the one.
Yep. That thing's from like outer space to me, man. I don't know how them guys play it.
It's yeah, it's like magic. Yeah.
Yep. Um, what else do I got here? What's an artist or a song that you listen to that people wouldn't think you listen to or like?
Oh, artist.
Something that's probably not Hellbound.
There's a lot of I listen to a lot of different stuff. That they wouldn't think that I like. Who do I like? I like most stuff and I listen to most stuff, but everything that you would expect me to listen to, I listen to. I don't know.
Well,
I even like I like all kinds of music. I just listen to some jazz too.
yeah.
Yeah, I like jazz. I like it all depends on the mood.
Okay.
But
So
I listen to everything. I listen to except for rap. I don't listen to rap, but as far as old timey stuff, I listen mostly just old stuff. Is what I listen to. Is what I like the best. This
the
stuff
history.
from before the '60s
Yeah.
is what I mostly listen to. Old country, old blues, stuff like that. But who do I listen to that people would? The Eagles. I used to love the
Eagles.
Eagles, and I still will listen to the Eagles.
Yeah, I would. I
I
actually
like the
do
Eagles.
every now and then. I do. My favorite answer was I had John R. Miller on the show, and he said TLC album, Sexy, Crazy, Cool, or whatever the album was in the 90s.
He
Caught
listens
me
to
off
that.
guard.
He listens to that.
He
Well,
said,
they got some
yeah,
good songs. I mean, I wouldn't turn it off if I heard it on the radio.
don't go
I
chasing
guess.
waterfalls.
Yeah, I mean, I'd maybe turn that one off, but they got some other ones.
That's
They
funny.
had some decent material. And, I mean, it's not my bag,
Right.
but a good song is a good song, in my opinion. And that's the thing is pop country radio is just the songs aren't good and the people aren't cool.
As long as
I
everyone
mean,
knows
there's
that. That's the
you can
main thing
listen
in
to
this
a
whole
bad song by somebody who's cool, and and I could even listen to a good song by someone who's not cool. But when it's not good and they're not cool, that's where we got a problem in my
Yeah, you can't
world.
have it.
Because
That's a
sometimes
double
people who aren't
negative.
cool come up with one or two good songs. Toby Keith's got some good songs. I wouldn't call Toby Keith cool. Yeah, he does have some pretty good songs though.
Okay.
I ain't as good as it once was. It's a pretty good tune, right?
It's
Remember that
not
one?
bad. I hate that beer for my horses song though.
That one's is pretty corny
Yeah, it's a
in the
little
wrong kind of way.
too much cheese on that one.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
So what?
I love this bar. That's a pretty good tune.
That's a
I
good song.
love this bar. That's a
Yeah.
decent one.
What what would you say the coolest thing that's happened to you in your musical career,
Coolest. It depends on the
or what
day.
you're most proud of, or that sort of thing?
Oh, I'd say that Tanya Tucker, doing the song with Tanya Tucker is, helping some people say kick off her second kind of
Her
big
her reboost of
her
career.
reboot. Yeah, helping her with that. I mean, I didn't help her, but
Yeah,
she hadn't done nothing in a lot of years, and all of a sudden she did that song, and I wish I would have done a better job on it because she killed it. She sounds. I wish. I mean, she sang her verse great.
yeah.
She's
I'm
still
actually
got
gonna
as great
try
of
and
a
get her
voice.
on this show at some point
You should.
because I've listened to her since I was a kid. My mom had her on a lot, and then the weird thing is her publicist is a guy I went to school with out of.
What?
Yeah, I live here in Indiana, and he's in Nashville now, just randomly. He's a couple years younger than me. He's I
Well,
was
do
like,
it, man.
yeah, I need to hit him up and see. I already told him once. I was like, whose ass do I got to kiss to either talk to Miss Tucker or Doll? He works with Dolly. I was like, I want to meet
See if
him.
he'll work with Hellbound Glory. I need a publicist. Anyways,
Yeah, he was representing Dennis Quaid right now too with his movies and stuff. So
well,
yeah,
Dennis Quaid.
Billy Ray Cyrus. He's flying around on jets with him. All kinds of shit.
Well, if you would do me a favor and just send Hellbound Blues to him.
Okay,
I know it's not in this, that same
it's not
sort
in
of.
his wheelhouse, but you know,
Well, you know what tune, but I need a publicist. I
yeah,
need some publicity. But that would be cool if you get her on here. I think it's a good idea. I mean, you could go one route, which is uh, the total corporate route, or you could go back to the people. And if we have all the tools out there to get back to the people and get back to the human element of the music business and back to a more mom and pop sort of thing.
yeah.
Was
It's
I
missing
mean,
that.
that's where to me that seems like the way.
Yeah,
What are the best
sure.
places? Mom and pops.
I agree. Not too much cookie cutter business going on.
It's destroying everything human in our society. I think. I know that sounds kind of weird. I don't know. I'm a little out of it right now, but back to the scum. Back to
Yeah,
the real human. Humans are scum. Let's get back
scumbag.
to it. Embrace it.
I'm gonna have to
That's
title
what.
this podcast the Scumbag Podcast for this episode.
Yeah, fucking one with the scum. That's what makes everybody human. Is the fucking is that's the human element. That's what culture is.
Yeah,
Is scum.
sure is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not nice, and it's not really. It's that's what is makes things cool. Is the scum. Otherwise, it's just fucking computers and zeros and ones. And anything. Well, you got some more questions? I probably should get to eating pretty soon. I'm getting feeling a little funny.
Okay. Yeah, I got one more. Then
Sweet.
after that, we need you to plug in all your info so people can find you. But what
Cool.
was the best tour you've ever been on? I know you've
Kid
toured
Rock
with a
tour.
lot of good people.
Kid Rock tour was the best.
Kid
I
Rock.
learned that was a great time. That's where being on that tour taught me how to eat.
What do you
Every
mean?
day there was food.
Oh
Every day
shit! It was all
when you
yeah.
go there, there's a whole backstage full of food and not just McDonald's.
You were high on the
Well, no
hog.
McDonald's. There was no McDonald's. Up until then, it was just McDonald's. It's all, but they were making steak. They were making,
Shoo.
you could eat whatever you wanted back there. And
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know, that was a tour. But all the tours are great. There's been the last major tour that Hellbound Glory did was, I think I might have taken some years off my life. That was a good one too. I came back with, that's when I started getting old, was after that
You
last tour.
felt it.
All of a sudden, and it just happened just like that. And it came back with all these weird pains. I go, what is that? Pain. I didn't used to have this pain right there. And what happened to my lungs? It was, I mean, it was, I can't really go into it, but you want to talk about partying and living dangerously. Now, I probably shouldn't tour. I'm not sure it's a good idea going out on tour again, but
Well, make sure
we've
you
all
come
been
through
like that,
Indiana
though,
at some point.
in a way. In fact, that tour after I saw you guys, after the day after I played Muddy Roots the last time, we had to drive all the way to Rhode Island from Muddy Roots. We get stopped picking up a guitar player in Washington, D.C. We get pulled over right in front of Washington, D.C., pulled over right in front of the National Monument, the National Record. It's where they keep the Constitution. We get pulled over there. They search the car. They find everything. They search the truck. We remember, I don't know if you saw the pickup truck we were traveling with, the other pickup truck on the back.
I wasn't paying attention.
We traveled in a pickup
drunk.
truck, pulled the windows out. And we pulled the window out and put a canopy on it. And then we bolted seats into the bed of the truck. And that's where, then that's where we'd sleep back there and someone would drive. Anyways, we got pulled over. And that was a close call. In fact, that might be my proudest moment, was no one going to jail that day. That's
awesome.
Probably the thing I'm most proud of. I'll tell you about it if I see you, just the whole story. Francis knows the rest of it. Yeah,
Right on, man.
I've had a lot of great tours. I'm just proud to be touring.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate you being on, man, and keep on
touring
riding.
in a cop car. I mean, that's the stuff that makes me proud.
Yeah. You gotta do something different. You definitely stand out.
Yeah. I just do what I have to do. I'm not really trying to stand out. I'm just doing what it takes to keep going.
Yep. Just doing what you
My
love.
style.
Where can the people
Well,
find
amigo,
you?
what do you say we try this again another time?
Yeah, maybe when you drop the next
market.
record or something, we can go into detail on it or something.
Rock and roll.
Appreciate it. Are you people can find your stuff where? You got a particular website or?
All right, just go to Google, type in Hellbound, and you'll see my face.
You're in the dictionary too.
Hellbound, you'll see it. Easy to find.
All right, man. We'll be in touch. Have a good night.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you very much.
Yep. Later on.
Later.